Hello everybody, welcome to the Empressive channel. There are a few topics that I want to talk about in this video, but I first want to talk about the passing of the legendary actress Janae Dubois. She recently passed away in her sleep at the age of 74, and this was some sad news because Janae acted in one of my favorite sitcoms of all time called Good Times. She played the neighbor Walona, and she was somebody who really helped break barriers for African American women in television. So I want to say rest in peace to Janae, and I send my condolences to her family and friends. Also, I want to say rest in peace to the rapper Pop Smoke. Pop Smoke was gunned down during a home invasion by 4 masked men, and he did die during this attack. And this was sad news in the hip-hop community because Pop Smoke was an up-and-coming rapper who had a lot of buzz. He was the next breakout rap star to come out of New York, and it's been a minute since a young rapper from New York stirred up as much excitement as he did. His voice was somewhat reminiscent of 50 Cent, but his musical sound was different. He wasn't singing like these other new rappers. A lot of these new rappers sound exactly the same, but he wasn't doing that. He actually had a unique sound, and his music was grimy and street, but I do think he eventually would have had a mainstream record that would have taken him to the top. He's mostly known for his song Welcome to the Party, and the reason why I knew about that song is because Nicki Minaj did a remix to it. So he got co-signs from big artists like Nicki, 50 Cent, Quavo from the Migos, etc. He was on his way to being the next big rapper. He really was, but unfortunately, his life was cut short at the age of 20. Now, when he first passed away, there were some reports saying that it was initially a robbery that turned into a killing. Pop Smoke threw a house party in Hollywood Hills, and it was speculated that the suspects attended the party and came to his house to rob him later. It was also said that they targeted Pop Smoke because he accidentally showed off his address while flaunting his gifts on social media. But new details came out on TMZ saying that this was not a robbery. This was actually a targeted hit. The surveillance footage showed the suspects entering the house and shots were fired in the house, but only Pop Smoke was killed. And the suspects apparently didn't take anything. They walked out empty-handed, so it seemed as if he wasn't robbed at all. He just was murdered, and it's sad. It sounded like a complete setup, and this right here should be a wake-up call for a lot of people. People have to be careful of their surroundings and the people they run with. From my knowledge, Pop Smoke was running with some very shifty street dudes. He was a Crip himself, so he was into that gang life, and his murder could have possibly been gang related. I don't know that for certain, but it's very possible, and it's just honestly very, very sad. Now, I do want to move on to the next topic and talk about the singer SZA. SZA is apparently upset with her Rolling Stone magazine cover. She did a cover with Megan Thee Stallion and Normani, which I thought was pretty dope that Rolling Stone put 3 black women on their cover. That's a great look for all of them, just to see an R&B diva, a pop princess, and a rap queen on the cover. I'm here for it, I really am, but SZA isn't here for it. In fact, she said this on Twitter: "Not doing any videos, interviews, or photos for the rest of my life. Laugh out loud, don't ask." She also replied to a Twitter user who posted her magazine cover, and she said, "If you care about me, delete this." She then went on to say, "Shout out to Normani and Meg though. My sisters who I love very much and respect deeply. Honored to be a part of anything with the 2 of those black queens." So SZA was happy to be a part of the magazine with Normani and Megan Thee Stallion, but she just wasn't happy about the cover. And I honestly don't blame her. Some people were criticizing her for being ungrateful about it, but the cover didn't do her justice. SZA is a beautiful girl, and she has taken better photos in the past, so I just wasn't really a fan of the cover because I think Rolling Stone didn't catch her at a good angle, and also I wasn't really a fan of the artistic direction of the cover as a whole. I felt like the photographer could have gotten better shots, and I also feel like the cover could have been more creative. And the outfits could have been better as well. But aside from those critiques, I do appreciate the fact that Rolling Stone included Megan Thee Stallion, Normani, and SZA on their cover. Now, the last topic I want to discuss is the story about Cardi B's friend, star Brim. If you don't know, Star Brim has to turn herself in because she got hit with multiple federal charges, which includes racketeering and some violent crimes. And she could be facing up to 30 years in prison. This story right here is crazy to me, and it's also sad because Star Brim is pregnant and she's very close to giving birth. So as soon as she gives birth, she will be locked up again, and her poor baby will be left alone without a mother. It's just very sad. And I also will talk about how Cardi B might be implicated in all of this. The situation doesn't look good for her either, and I'm going to explain why in a minute. But first, let me just give you all a brief background. Now, for those of you who don't know, Cardi B is a part of a blood gang called the 59 Brims, or 59 Brims. She's actually a part of the 59 Brims, and she has been very open about her affiliation with the Bloods, and her friend Star Brim has as well. Star has even confirmed that Cardi is a part of the 59 Brims.
So how did you and Barty get so cool?
Barty's under me, like when it comes to blood, like she's with me.
Y'all jump Barty in?
Barty fought, yeah.
Hold on. How long you known her?
I knew her a while.
A while? What's a while?
A couple years, like 5-6 years.
Okay, so she.
But Barty was
she's young. Yeah, I'm just forgetting how young Cardi is.
Barty she was blood before she even met me.
Yeah.
She was blood.
So she was jumped into your set before you even knew who she was. Basically.
Yeah.
So when she met you, you like what? I don't know what they call the women that are the dons, and what do they call the women?
Mm-hmm.
You just the boss.
I'm just the boss.
Okay. So why did y'all?
Certain stuff can't be said.
So Star Brim and Cardi confirmed their affiliation with the 59 Brims, but things are hitting the fan right now because a couple of days ago it was announced that 18 members of the 59 Brims, including the gang's leaders, are being indicted for various crimes like racketeering, selling narcotics, using firearms, murdering people, attempting to murder people, maiming, robbing, etc. If you look on justice.gov, you will see all of the charges. It's a doozy. Now, Star Brim, whose real name is Yonette Respass, is one of the leaders being charged. Star Brim is actually the godmother of the 59 Brims. She's the highest ranking female member of the gang, and she's being charged for ordering an attack on a bartender at the Angels nightclub in New York. And she ordered this while she was in prison, by the way. And she also aided in slashing someone's face. And she's also facing some racketeering conspiracy charges. Now, I'm actually going to read what was said on justice.gov. It said on August 8, 2019, Jamar Simmons, Albert Shoulders, Sylvester Went, Yonette Respass, aka Star Brim, and Shamir Reed maimed and assaulted an individual with a dangerous weapon and aided and abetted the same by slashing the individual in the face. Simmons, Shoulder, Went, Respass, and Reed slashed the individual in part to maintain and increase their positions in the 59 Brims racketeering enterprise operating in Southern District of New York. Now, Star Brim has admitted on record that she used to slash people in the face, and she said this during her interview on Charlamagne's podcast called Brilliant Idiots.
You did say you was cutting people's faces, though.
No excuses.
That was just for fun?
Yeah, why cut the face? You only get one face.
Sometimes it was bigger than me. It's like, I don't know if you're gonna cut my face, like, so I'm gonna cut yours first.
What about the young man or woman that's walking around Brooklyn with a scar on their face, $1.50 because of you?
They should have never wanted to fight Star Brim. Why? That's where you f***ed up at.
You right. Okay.
Listen, it's so much people that I done did stuff to, because it's like I used to pee in bottles and throw it on Crip niggas. It's just so much stuff that I used to do that is like, listen.
So when you became blood, what was your first act of revenge on those people who jumped you?
Oh yeah, we jumped them back. Like I remember one time, one of the guys didn't want to come outside and I kidnapped his brother. Like his brother was out like riding a little scooter and I'm like, come here little motherfucker. And I stood out there with the little nigga like, yeah, you're gonna come for him, right? Little boy was like 5.
What did you go to jail for?
I went to jail for scamming this time.
Okay.
Allegedly, I got $250,000 in scamming. I did something in jail, so I had to be in a box for 5 months.
What you do in jail?
Allegedly, they said I cut somebody. But I don't do that no more.
Star Brim was really telling on herself throughout that whole interview, and as you heard, she has been involved in a lot of crime. Now, she's also facing charges for allegedly ordering an attack on 2 bartenders from the Angel Strip Club in New York City named Baddie G and Jade. If you remember, Baddie G and Jade were the same women who Cardi B allegedly targeted because one of them was sleeping with her husband Offset. So it's being reported by NBCNewYork.com that star Brim was the one who allegedly ordered an attack on them on behalf of Cardi while she was in prison. Now, 2 attacks happened. One attack happened on August 15, 2018, where Star Brim had a few of her female gang members, who she calls her drops, carry out the attack, while another gang member named Jeffrey Bush, aka Chuck, recorded it. Chuck sent the footage to Star, and Star was dissatisfied with the attack, so she told them to attack again. The second attack happened on August 29, 2018, and Cardi B was there at the strip club with her gang when this attack happened. Cardi did not fight, but the gang members who were with her allegedly threw glass bottles at Baddie G and Jade and slammed one of their heads into the bar. All of this was revealed in the case that Baddie G and Jade currently have against Cardi. The prosecutors in the case also claimed that Cardi discussed payments for the planned assault. This is all alleged information, but it wouldn't be too far-fetched since Cardi herself has admitted to paying for attacks against her enemies in the past.
They was trying to fight you.
I'm not really a fighter. Like, I'm a small person and I got small hands, so I like to hit people with things. So when I don't hit people with things, it's like, oh man, let me just get it popping. Or you know what I'm saying? Like, I just hire any little project nigga, like, here, $200, handle that.
Damn.
I don't want to write. I want to fight.
You can't fight, Cardi. Once you start getting bread.
Like, but I'm not touching nobody. My friend is.
I was going to say, because when you start getting
my
real
friend
bread,
is,
people
my friend
want...
got no money.
So after the strip club attack, Cardi B was hit with 3 misdemeanor charges, which she pled not guilty to. Then those charges were upgraded to 12 indictments, including 2 felony charges of attempted assault and misdemeanor, which she also pled not guilty to during her arraignment last June. Cardi is still fighting this case, and now that all of her gang affiliates are being locked up, it could possibly land her in trouble as well, because if someone from her set snitches on her, or if some undercover informant exposes her, then she will be in trouble. And I'm speaking hypothetically here. If she herself was involved in any gang activity, or if she funded the 5'9" Brims and paid for attacks, then she could possibly face prison time too. Right now, Cardi and her lawyers are fighting against her charges, and she's claiming that she's completely innocent. I hope that she doesn't get locked up, because it would be a shame if she did. Cardi has a lot to lose, and it's a shame that she put herself in this predicament all because her husband was cheating on her with a bartender. It's a crying shame, it really is. But this is what happens when a person gets involved in crime. They have to face the repercussions for it. And one thing I do know about the NYPD is they are very tough, unrelenting, and sometimes corrupt. Not sometimes, a lot of times they're corrupt. But right now they're very serious about taking down all of the gangs in New York, and they're locking people up left and right. Just look at that whole situation with Tekashi 6ix9ine. The feds used him to take down the 9 Trey Bloods, and now they're going after Cardi's gang. And I know that they're really trying to target Cardi specifically because she's the big celebrity who empowered people like Star Brim and the other members of her gang. And she has even glorified the gang life in her music, and the NYPD despises her for that. So I think they will try to make an example out of her, but I hope it doesn't get to that point. Anyway, tell me what you all think about this video down below. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video if you care. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.